Welcome to the next video, and this will be the fourth video, but you can take it to be the fifth because I will fill in the fourth video afterwards, which will be about igneous rocks. I have already put 3 videos on YouTube for identifying rocks in general and 2 videos for igneous rocks. The third videos for the igneous rock I will be displaying you on YouTube afterwards. But this is the fourth video. You can take it to be fifth. This will be the first for sedimentary rocks. So for sedimentary rocks we will have 3 videos. This is the first for sedimentary rock and 3 videos for metamorphic rocks. So when we go for identifying sedimentary rocks, as I have already told you, that if we get a layered rock, we can doubt it to be sedimentary rock. A layered rock can be metamorphic rock also, and perhaps I have shown you one sample, this one, which is a volcanic rock formed due to the deposition of ash. So this is partly a sedimentary rock also. The material has been generated by igneous process, but the process of its formation is sedimentary. So you can take the rock tooth to be a gradation between igneous to sedimentary rock. We will always find gradation in between one group of rock to another group of rock. So whenever we go for identification of sedimentary rock, we try to see that if it is layered or non-layered. If it is layered, we will take it to be sedimentary rock. But as I have already told you that in case of some rocks in which layer is not coming at the scale of hand specimen. See here, there is no layering, but this is a sedimentary rock. Why? The layering is beyond 1 feet or 2 feet or 3 feet or 4 feet. So that cannot come into your hand specimen. That's why identification of some rocks at the level of field is also important. But why we are calling it sedimentary rock? Because it has a granular texture. It has a granular texture. That is important. Metamorphic rocks can also be layered, but they will not have granular texture. They will have interlocking non-porous texture. Now, as you know that we have 3 groups of sedimentary rocks. One is clastic sedimentary rock, another is non-clastic sedimentary rock, and third is organo-sedimentary rock. So let me show you first of all some organo-sedimentary rock, and I can show you this rock, which is a coal deposit. You can see this is a coal deposit. You can see here, and you can find different parts of wood also. You can see here. This is a coal deposit. So this is an organo-sedimentary rock formed due to the deposition of dead vegetal matter. Due to the deposition of dead vegetal matter. This is coal. Then I can show you another rock which is not exactly completely rock. It is part of a rock. This is coral. When we have rock made up of corals, they are also organo-sedimentary rock. This we have in oceans. At the margin of oceans, we have lot of coral colonies. They can even make the islands. So we have coral islands made up of corals. Their broken part as well as their intact parts also. Now you can see this rock. This is almost 98% is the shells. These are the shells which are making this rock. If you can see some, I can show you, there may be some problem of light. I can show you some shells. which are actually, after the animals they die, they leave their shells, and these shells, they are clubbed together, they are cemented together to form the rock. This rock is a special rock, and this is called as coquina. This is called as coquina because it has got almost 99% of shells. I wanted to actually show you some early stage of coalification. That's why I have brought you on this side in this darkness. Now I will show you this sample also. You can see this is peat. This is peat. This is the first stage of formation of coal, dead vegetal matter. This is very light. This is very light. And this peat is converted to what is called as boghead coal. This is boghead coal. And then it is converted to lignite in next stage. I don't have a sample of lignite with me. After that, it is converted to bituminous coal. This is bituminous coal. It has lot of ash content. And then the best variety of coal is anthracite coal, which you can see here. It's having lot of vitrinite, which is reflecting light. This is called as vitrine. So vitrinite, presence of vitrinite means this coal has very high calorific value. So these are all organosedimentary rocks. Now we have some rocks in which there is a contribution of shells also, and there is a contribution of powdered calcium carbonate also. You can see the two rocks here. Both are having lot of shells. This is from Jaisalmer. This I don't know from where it is. This is grey in color, means it has got deposited below photic zone, under the lake or under sea or ocean where there was no light. That's why it is in grey color. This was deposited in a situation where there was a light as well as there was high temperature, so that iron has got converted into ferric state, and that's why we have red color. Any sedimentary rock which is reddish in color means it has formed in humid tropical condition, and any rock which is green in color, that must have formed in cold climate. So we can have an idea of the weather or climate in which a particular sediment was deposited, which has now been converted to rock. So this was some introduction to the organosedimentary rocks. Then we have another group of sedimentary rock, which is clastic sedimentary rocks. We have another group of rock, that is clastic sedimentary rock, which have formed due to the deposition of grains, and the grains may be of different size. The grains, if they are of gravel size, we have a rock which is called as conglomerate. You can see lot of pebbles here in this conglomerate. This is a conglomerate almost 2000 million year old from Arauli Hills, which I have collected this sample from a place called Bayana in Bharatpur. So this is a conglomerate. I can show you another piece of conglomerate. This sample I have got it broken from the rock and I have brought it. This is also a conglomerate, but perhaps this was collected from a river bed, because this conglomerate itself is a cobble. It is itself is a well-rounded shape cobble, but in this you can see you have lot many pieces of different fragments. So that is another conglomerate. We also have a rock which is called as Brexia, which is also a version of conglomerate, wherein the clasts are angular. So this is a conglomerate with angular clast. The clasts are of quartzite. This is a monomineralic conglomerate, and this is a polymineralic conglomerate. This is polymineralic, polymictic, and this is oligomictic. This is perhaps you can call it matrix supported, and this is class supported. So I have already explained you what are the different situations in which conglomerates form and what are their different types. So that's all about the conglomerates and about the organosedimentary rock. In next video, I will come up with the important clastic rocks, that is grit and sandstones. That's all for this video. Thank you.